don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure you might agree with me when I say it's time we make college affordable for every young person. So that's why I've said we're going to provide a $4,000 tuition credit every student, every year, in exchange for community service or national service, work in a veterans home, work in a homeless shelter, join the Peace Corps, join the Foreign Service. We'll invest in you, you invest in America, together we'll move this country forward.
And then the whole Peace Corps idea too, you know.
All these things are possible. All these things are possible if we are serious about change and if we also are serious about changing our policy with respect to Iraq. Because if we're spending $400 million a day, it's going to be very difficult for us to do what we need to do here at home. Now, I opposed the war in 2002. And I opposed it understanding that my job as Commander-in-Chief will be to keep the American people safe, and I will not hesitate to do what's required to accomplish that task. I won't hesitate to strike against those who would do us harm. But what I also know is that keeping you safe means maintaining a strong military, and that means training our troops properly and equipping them properly. It means putting them on proper rotations, not overstretching them. It means treating them properly when they come home. No more homeless veterans, no more begging for disability payments, no more waiting for hours to get into the VA. They have earned our respect. They have performed magnificently. But keeping you safe also means using our military wisely. And the war in Iraq was unwise. It distracted us from what needed to be done against Afghanistan and Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan. It has cost us hundreds of billions, soon trillions of dollars. It's cost us thousands of our finest young people. I wear this bracelet to commemorate, given to me by a mother in Green Bay, to remember her 20-year-old who died in a roadside bomb. There are thousands of young people who have been impacted. Most of them your age or not much older. And it hasn't made us more safe. Fanned anti-American sentiment. Helped terrorists recruit. So I was opposed to this war in 2002. I will bring this war to a close in 2009. We will be responsible. We will be responsible about it. We will do it. We will be as careful getting out as we were careless getting in. But we will bring our troops home. But here's the thing. I don't want to just end the war. I want to end the mindset that got us in the war. I want to end the politics of fear that has been driving this country for the last 5 years, the last 6 years, the last 7 years. I want to stop using 9/11 as a way to scare up votes instead of a way to bring the country together to meet our common challenges. I want to restore the role of diplomacy in our foreign policy. I've said I will meet not just with our friends, but with our enemies. Not just with countries I like, but countries I don't, because I recall what John F. Kennedy once said, that we should never negotiate out of fear, but we should never fear to negotiate. That's what strong countries and strong presidents do. And when we do that, we will be able to lead again. We can go before the world and lead on the challenges of the 21st century. Not only terrorism, but also nuclear proliferation, and start reducing nuclear stockpiles around the world. Yeah. Not only our strategic energy interests, but also global warming, and how we're going to cap the emission of greenhouse gases that could threaten the planet. Disease, lack of education around the world, ending genocide in Darfur. And we can start restoring a respect for rule of law and civil liberties.
Yeah.
Closing Guantanamo, restoring habeas corpus. Because you'll have a president who's taught the Constitution and believes in the Constitution and will obey the Constitution of the United States of America. So you have a choice, and when you make that choice about who you want answering that phone call at 3 a.m. in the morning, just remember who had the judgment to ask the tough questions when it came to Iraq. Who had the judgment and the courage to tell the truth about the possible consequences instead of playing politics or thinking ideologically. That's who you want making these decisions. That's who you want answering that phone call. So, ending special interest dominance in Washington. Truth-telling. There was one last thing at the beginning of this campaign that I said to my staff. I said, let's see if we can, instead of trying to divide the country, let's see if we can actually bring the country together. Let's see if we can just run a positive campaign and not engage in the same old attack strategies and the same old distortions and manipulations. And let's see if we can run a campaign that we're proud of at the end, whether we win or lose. And you know what? We've done a pretty good job. We haven't been perfect. We haven't been perfect. But we've run a positive campaign, and we've talked about a vision for the future, and we've tried to inspire people and bring folks together. And sometimes we slipped. Over the last few weeks, I've noticed, we kept on getting whacked, and sometimes we started whacking back. And here's the problem, though. When you start getting into these bickering, tit-for-tat, approaches, even though the press loves it, and when you don't do it, they say, "Oh, you're not showing enough, gumption. You're not tough enough." That's how politics is. It's a dirty, messy business. You gotta kneecap people. But so sometimes we slipped into that. We slipped into that, and we're not perfect. But here's the problem. When we do that, we're missing the point of this election. Because this election is not about Hillary Clinton. This election is not about John McCain. This election is not about Barack Obama.